that should fix the issue there. Can we actually hear the mic now? What's up, Ivysaur EG? Yeah, I don't know. Every time I restart the computer, this happens. It is so cool you took your friends to Smog's lair. I think there's some sort of joke in here. You thought I was Thor and Oakenshield. Yeah, I mean it's a common mistake. I think he has a more magnificent beard than I. I don't know. What do you think? Pretty similar. I think he's got actually less gray in his hair than I do. I used to have long hair like this. See, the braiding of the beard he has going on down there is something I don't have. But I could see it. I could see it. So we're Chapter 2, Midgar Sector 1. And we're just leaving our first raid on reactor number 5. And that was kind of the opening, sorry, the raid on reactor number 1. And that was kind of the opening of the game where, you know, we learned that Cloud has been hired as a mercenary as part of this eco-terrorist organization. We don't know the name yet. We're going to learn that it's Avalanche. And they didn't kind of trust him. Jesse was a little hot for him, but they didn't really trust him because of his previous ties to Shinra, because of his previous work in Soldier, his previous occupation. But he kind of proved himself during that boss battle, and They were able to defeat the boss battle, blow the reactor as agreed. They made a stylish, timely escape, and now here we are, outside of the train, and Chapter 2, Midgar Section 1. So let's fire it up. It's a short chapter. Should be able to do it fairly quickly. There's not too much story development here, but there is a perfect game note, and we'll get to that and talk about, you know, whether or not that's something you are interested in doing and whether or not it's, you know, important or necessary. Or enhances the game or really doesn't. So we're going to continue. So here we are, and we talked about how I gotta turn off my old music so you can hear the Final Fantasy VII music. Okay, there we are. Now we're properly immersed in the game. And this is a section where you can't return to this section once you leave. This is a once in a game scene. And I can't seem to find my way up the stairs. There we go. Uh-oh, X-Files.
Excuse me.
Oh wow, Aerith's voice is something.
Has something happened?
He sounds so young, huh?
Don't worry about it. Hey, it's dangerous. You should leave.
So it lets you hear both voiced options before you select.
Don't worry about it. Hey.
I think this one's the more flirty one. We'll go.
No, never mind. Flowers, huh?
Let's keep flirting.
Oh, these? You like them? They're only a gil each.
You gotta buy the flower. So the way this mechanic works is all the ladies, well, I can't even say all the ladies because you can go on a date with Barrett. So Tifa, Yuffie, Aerith, and Barrett are eligible for a date scene later in the game. They added police sirens to the ambient noise here. That's so sick. They're all available for a date later in the game. And there's mechanics throughout the game that will decide who you go on a date with and who you do not. It's based on like kind of a relationship points, and they touched on this in the in Remake and Rebirth, how you can have a relationship with them, and those points kind of add up. It's a hidden mechanic in this game where it's not on a screen that you can see. But the one here, the way it works is it doesn't actually matter what you say to Aerith. It does not affect her relationship counter or the points she has. But what you do with the flower, if you choose to buy it, affects Tifa. The way that you treat Tifa when you have the chance to give her the flower later. So, a little bit of foreshadowing there, getting ahead of myself, but might as well go over it now.
Sure, why not? I'm good. Sure, why not?
Oh, thank you, kind sir.
I don't know, it's gonna take a while to get used to this Aerith voice.
Here, this is for you.
Hey, look at that key item. Does that actually show up in your items? The flower. I love it. Alright, so there's not too much here. I think there's a potion hiding down here. Oh, got stuck behind the bench there, huh? Yeah, here's our potion. Let's see what this man has to say.
What's that on the wall? Let's see.
Just shout out to the Echo S team for voicing this whole game. Like, even these random NPCs you don't need to talk to, everyone's voiced.
Don't be fooled by Shinra. Mako energy won't last forever.
Mako is the life of the planet.
It transitions to Barrett's voice.
It'll all come to an end. Saviors of the planet. Avalanche.
Yo, that's really cool. That kind of adds something to the game that wasn't there in the original. This is where you're kind of learning that there's a connection to this eco-terrorist group and Avalanche. You might be starting to think here, maybe this is what Barrett's a part of. So, it's cool that they show that through the voicing. You have a fan theory about this screen? All right, we're gonna wait to hear what Ivysaur has to say about this. Tell us what the Pokemon feel. What is your fan theory about this screen? I feel like I want to turn down the music again. I turned it down and saved it. It didn't save it. I'll be vague. Okay, you can be vague. I think the overhead view is meant to represent Cloud's disassociation, and the electric shocks in the foreground represent erratic brain activity. Oh, wow. Okay. That's interesting. I mean, Cloud is definitely experiencing disassociation at this point, right? He thinks he's Zack, right? Getting ahead of ourselves, but there's a serious problem he has going on. We're gonna learn more about it later, but I mean that's for sure what's going on. So I like that, and I like the. No, I like it. I think I may be. If we're just gonna say, I mean, why not? It's a 28-year-old game, right? I don't think we're too worried about spoilers. But, thanks for the follow, Ivysaur. But yeah, I mean, I get the feeling that anyone that's watching these videos in the future, or on YouTube when I upload them, or on Twitch Live, that if you're viewing Final Fantasy VII stuff, you're probably into it, and if you're into it, you've seen it. But I think that's a really good theory. I like it. So, as we exit this screen, those sirens that they've added in the background, you're gonna see we get into some battles here. So let's see if it didn't keep my configuration, so it kept my battle speed. That's really interesting that it didn't keep. So when I saved, I set it at 30, and I did save that. I hope I don't have to do that every time. Alright. So, again, with a couple of these mods that we're playing with, it's a Sector 8 unit there. Well, they named them. I don't think they're named in the original. The way it used to be is you would have a choice whether or not you fought these characters, and if you didn't make a choice, whichever one you left the cursor on. Oh, dude, look at this up here. You see the people in the... So there's the... kind of the house in front of us. And they're you can see people like shadows moving. That's so sick. Dude, these mods really do enhance the experience. You see the... Anyways. We'll see if they kept that. With the...
military police, eh?
Take them out. I'm just going to leave it and I'm going to see if it chooses it for me.
They're not. Take them out.
It's not. So there was more of a time element in the original game where you had to select, and if you didn't select, they just attacked you. So it looks like some of the mods we're using may have modified that slightly, but shoot, it's just experience. Let's fight. We're gonna get full health anyways after this when we reset, get into Sector 7. Dude, these enhanced field models and battle textures look so good. Nice, a potion. Oh, and then it doesn't even give you a choice here. You go into the battle. This is a little different. We're just using basic attacks here. Attack the guys in the front row first, because you're going to do full damage to them. You might not kill back row, and, well, you kill them in one hit. Thought it was 90s bad boy energy here. You can imagine Sonic saying, "You're too slow." Yeah, I see it, I see it. Real Bart Simpson energy. Zach's personality. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely points in the game where you can see it. Let's see if it forces us into the battle again. I'm not clicking anything. All right, they've made their circle. I had to click. Take them out or they're not worth it.
Take them out.
So now it's giving me the choice again. Interesting. Interesting changes they've made. I think I want to attack that guy first. And then do the runaway trick. So you turn it around, face him. Real Bart Simpson energy. I love it.
That's as far as you go.
Is it though?
Sorry, but I don't have time to mess around with you guys.
That's enough of your lip. Seize him.
Eat my shorts, you can imagine him saying. As he leaps off the bridge onto the train.
This clown won't be joining us after all.
No need to assume the worst. I'm sure he's fine, right?
Guy's from Soldier, right? Besides, he wouldn't let anything get in the way of his goddamn cash.
Ooh. Shots fired. From Mr. Gunarm. Come on, make that heroic entrance.
What do you think, boss?
That guy? The hell would I know? I ain't no mind reader. It's cause of you screw-ups that I had to hire that jackass in the first place.
Not the best leader, is he?
Oh yeah, Barrett. About our pay. I mean, boy, I'm so glad we helped the planet.
Wedge Loki sounds like Mickey Mouse a little bit, but he is kind of like, he's kind of like that. They gave him sort of a voice like that, wasn't it? Oh my gosh, it was I don't know, some weaselly voiced guy in remake, and it kind of fits. It's not like entirely wrong here.
Late for our appointment?
He has that type of energy.
Hey, you damn right you late. Come waltzing in here, making a big scene.
It's giving public security the runaround.
I mean, no lies detected.
Getting everyone worried is more like it. You don't care about no one but yourself.
Oh? You were worried about me.
Damn, he turns it around on him.
What? Oh, hell no. That's coming out of your share, hotshot. Yo, people. Come on, let's move up.
Hey, Cloud. Thanks.
Cloud, let's keep this up for the next mission.
Just building rapport with the Avalanche crew.
Careful. I'll shut this.
Let's see how flirty Jesse gets.
Oh, Cloud! Your face. It's pitch black.
It didn't appear that way.
There you go. Good as new.
I think she's just looking for an excuse to put hands on him.
Saving me back there at the reactor.
Really intimate? Yes, exactly. Alright, we follow Jesse over here. There's nothing back here, but just to show. Look at these chibi models. Great updates.
This is the last train, departing from Sector 8. Our last stop is Sector 7, train graveyard. Expected time of arrival is 2300, Midgar time.
He said 2300, but that's not how you would say this. The train conductor voice is really cool. The Echo S7 team that voiced the game did an amazing job, but 2300 is not how you would say that. It would be 123, right? I think it would be 123. Let's see. Let's double check. Not 2300. No one is answering this question online. 100 hours is the best answer I've seen. When I put officers on the stand again, I'm an attorney. That's in the first episode and in my Twitch bio and all that type of stuff. So when I put officers on the stand and I ask them to do times, they always use military times. So when you're doing questioning of an officer, they always say 123. But I actually like the answer I'm seeing here for 100 sounds better. And this is the chart I'm referring to, by the way. So 100 hours. 01, 02, 03, so it stays consistent that way. So you'll hear people say, 900 hours. And stuff like that when it's 9 o'clock. So this guy said 2300, which was not accurate. 0023 or 0023 more casual. Yeah, I would say that's not necessarily inaccurate. The thing you've got to realize is that in the military they probably say 0123. But in other contexts, they might say 0023 or 0023, 0023. But 2300 is not, I mean, that's a weird way of saying 11 o'clock at night, which is about an hour and a half off of what he's trying to say. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to make a note of that. Because the Echo S team does give a shit, and they will fix things like this. So this is our train conductor line. This is getting a little bit away from the purpose of the stream, so sorry, bear with me a second, but All right, we submitted our bug report. Thank you for bearing with me on that, but I think it's, like I said, these guys took it really seriously. They're really proud of the work they've done, and they deserve all the kudos in the world. So I'm gonna help them fix this little teeny bug. Look at this dress this lady's wearing. She's like ready to go to a goth rave or something. On front left, she's got a very sad, angry face on, the aggressive brows and the straight across line mouth. Doesn't look angry to you. Maybe I'm just putting out there in the universe. Maybe it's just me being angry. I could be wrong.
This is why I hate the last train. Oh boy.
So this guy here, if anyone watching this has played the Rebirth or the remake games, this is Shinra Middle Manager. He wasn't given a name in the original. They greatly expanded upon his character in the remake and in Rebirth, but this is where it came from. And I think it's really cool the way that Remake and Rebirth, they don't contradict things that happened in the original game when they add depth and texture to the game itself. They go and take something that already existed and enhance it. And that's the absolute right way to like deepen without contradicting the story, which is already, again, the greatest story ever told. My humble opinion. You could tell by the design of him and the types of thing he says that that's the guy.
The only people who come to my home are you guys. The only people who come to my home are you guys.
Like, they voiced all these characters.
Headline in the Shinra Times? Apparently, the terrorists that bombed Reactor 1 are hiding out somewhere in the slums.
So this is the first time in the game that you're like, oh shit, I'm a terrorist now? Because you just bombed Reactor 1. And you're headed to the slums. So you saw that kind of earlier with the sign in the disassociation room, we'll call it, which I really like from Ivysaur. And you thought, oh shit, it switched to Barrett's voice and it's talking about Avalanche and he's saying a lot of the things he said in the elevator when we had the ride up and down. This is something real. And it's just more of it, like, I don't think Cloud cares he's getting his money at this point, but you as the actor or the person performing the actions, you're like, ah, shit, I'm a terrorist.
Imagine bombing a reactor. They must have a really calculating leader. I wonder where they'll strike next.
I've always liked this line because the guy's like, yeah, really calculating leader. Barrett is the least calculating leader of all time. When he gets a chance, you know, to be the leader, that's readily apparent. And whenever the party's making decisions, like, let's talk about when they raid Shinra HQ. Tifa's like, let's take the stairs and sneak up the back. And Barrett's like, let's fucking bust through the front door. It's like, he's not really a calculating leader, so that's kind of funny. But Cloud does sort of become the leader. And formally, that happens, I think, as they exit Midgar. There's like a party meeting, and they have a discussion about who the leader is, and Barrett kind of steps up, and then after giving his little spiel, kind of acknowledges that he's not really the leader, and Cloud really kind of takes over the party at that point. And Cloud is calculating, so maybe in a way it's somewhat of an allusion to that. Let's talk to Barrett.
Damn kid, sit down.
I mean, Cloud is 21 during this game, so I think he kind of is a kid. I would consider that a kid.
Looks like the train still isn't switched over to the emergency security system. It'll be a different story tomorrow.
So that's some foreshadowing. You know, we're gonna be in the train again tomorrow, and we're gonna have a run-in with that security system.
I'm gonna be famous thanks to Avalanche.
Not the type of fame you might want.
Please, you'll bother the other passengers.
Bro, I'm just trying to talk to Jesse.
Hey, Cloud, don't you think I've got a bright future ahead of me?
Don't hold your breath. In what way?
Let's be nice to him. He's gonna die soon.
All my life, I've been nothing but a sidekick. By joining Avalanche and saving the planet, even a guy like me can make a difference.
I think this is the first time in the game they actually acknowledge that they're Avalanche. So this kind of closes that loop that we were talking about earlier with the context.
Hey, Cloud, want to look at this with me? It's a display of the train route. Personally, I find the visual aids make the dull stuff a lot more bearable. Just so you know, I'm into this kind of thing. Bombs, monitors. I'm a high-tech kind of girl.
Jessie wants to make sure that you know what she's into. Let's see how they've upgraded this.
About to start. So here we've got a wireframe model of the great city of Midgar. It's around 1 to 10,000 scale.
I think there should be a comma there in 10,000, right? Should there be when it's typed like that? I mean, I get yelled at for not doing that sometimes. It looks goofy. So the reason you do the comma is because when maybe it's a little bit of my dyslexia showing, but when I'm sitting there looking at this number really quickly, I don't know whether she's about to say 100,000 or 1,000 or 10,000. And the comma like gives you that. So I do think it is correct to do it when typed.
Complete with massive steel plates suspended 300 meters above ground level. A huge pillar supports the plate in the center, and there are smaller ones for each sector. The smaller pillars are known as mechanical towers. Psst! We destroyed Reactor 1 on the northern edge.
Hell yeah, go team.
They're numbered in order. 2, 3, up to Reactor 8. Which all sustain the whole system and provide electricity to Midgar. Each sector had a name once, but no one remembers them.
I think it'd be interesting if there is something in the lore that tells you what those names used to be. I've always kind of wondered that when I heard this line in the game. They're probably, like on the live stream or the Quim boards or something like that, there probably is something. Jessie whispers just to get close to you to flirt. Dude, 100%.
Today we just use numbers. That's the kind of place this is.
This is how techie girls flirt, whispering about schematics. Yeah, you're probably not wrong.
Phew. Next we have this. Take a look. This is the route our train's on.
8 RAX station. So I wondered if they would change that. They left. That just doesn't make any sense to me.
The track spirals around the central pillar.
So it just keeps doing this, huh?
Right now, we're about halfway.
Okay.
Each transit point has an ID check area.
There's some foreshadowing there.
It scans information from all of the passengers. Then cross-checks the data with the host computer at the Shinra building.
Big brother Shinra right there.
Psst. We definitely look suspicious, so we're using fake IDs.
This is another, so this is like a throwaway line sort of in the original. Oh, we definitely look suspicious, so we're using fake IDs. That is like really well expanded upon in Remake and Intergrade. I believe it's also used in Intergrade, the Yuffie DLC for Remake. I think the character in there has an appearance. That there's like a fence that she knows, and you meet that guy later, and you're like something about him fucking up those IDs. Like it becomes, so that throwaway line is, again, this is another one of those points that's expanded upon deeper. You haven't played Remake yet, you keep procrastinating. Okay, so you have to play Remake, and I'll stop giving things away. All I will say is that, well, I don't know. You tell me how adverse you are to spoilers for Remake. And that sounds weird to say, spoilers for a remake. all I'll say is it's not a one-for-one remake, and that's on purpose. It's so fucking good, and Rebirth is somehow even better. But we'll get to it on this channel, so as you can see, I move at a snail's pace, but we'll get there. Because I'll still play it one day. Okay, all right. I'll try to be cognizant of that and not give away spoilers for Remake. Again, it sounds weird, but yeah. That's all I'll say.
Passing through the ID checkpoint.
Hey, the stream's nothing without the viewers. Come on now, I got your back. Red flashes mean we're passing through the ID checkpoint.
Psst. Because the lights go out, these trains are full of pervs who can't keep their hands to themselves.
Jesse, you talk about yourself?
Well, enough about that. We're almost home now. What a relief.
Full of pervs. No, so what the Echo S team has done is two things. It's a good point, Ivysaur. We'll talk about that. So the Echo S team has done two things when they voiced the entire game. They also used a more direct translation from the original Final Fantasy VII Japanese text. So it was the Final Fantasy VII was rushed in development. That's why some of the quests and stuff like that were originally in the game were left out. There's some unfinished things, and that was one of the things. Is the translation? There's a bunch of stuff that didn't come over as well. It didn't translate directly, and it was kind of a rush job. So they've went back and used professionals, for lack of a better word, people that translated directly what the Japanese to English text was a little bit better and more faithfully, honoring things like localizations and slang that were used in the original text when the game was written, so that this is not exactly what was in the original English version of the game, but it is a more faithful to the original Japanese release of the game. So you'll notice that some text is different, and that's the reason why. Hey, the IDs worked.
Ow, my eyes! Oh, I'm seeing stars. This sucks. I hate the dark.
Biggs is sleeping.
Please.
I know. I'll make you a special ID card for the next mission.
Bitch, you're gonna get us caught.
Looking forward to it.
Oh, let's flirt back. Come on, we can't leave her hanging.
All right. I'll give it everything I've got.
She's gonna make you that ID real hard.
Something with a little more pizzazz.
How about just making it accurate?
Look, you could see the surface, but this city looks up at an empty plate. Nothing but a metal sky and ground that don't grow anything.
What Aerith will refer to in the remake and rebirth as a steel sky. We won't get any more in depth than that. We'll respect the spoilers.
A city that floats in the sky. Pretty unsettling scenery.
Oh, never expect to hear that out of you.
Oh, Cloud's showing a little bit of a different side of him, huh? Not a tough guy.
You're just full of surprises. The world above, a city on a plate. It's because of that great pizza in the sky that people down here gotta struggle to survive.
In the original, he says like because that fucking or that damn or whatever. It's kind of blanked out. So it looks like the team kind of made this a little more PG in that regard. We'll see if that theme continues.
Mako pollution rains down on them. The air is filthy because it ain't got nowhere to go. And nothing's being done to clean it anymore either. On top of that, the Mako reactors keep pumping out energy. Thanks to them, the land's gone completely barren.
Then why doesn't everyone just move up above?
I don't know. probably can't afford to. Or maybe.
And we're touching on real subjects here, like the economic disparity, how some people can afford to get out of the slums and can't, and you know, like Barrett's just gonna say some people, that's their home, you know?
Because they don't want to live on a plate. They prefer the land under their feet, no matter how poisoned it is.
Yeah, I understand. No one lives in the slums because they enjoy it there. They're like this train. It can only run where the tracks have been laid.
That line will get reused later. But this is a deeper conversation. There's a lot of tension in this game, in the stories of the characters and in the game itself, and in the broader story between fate and destiny, and kind of and free will. And Cloud's kind of saying, well, why don't people just leave, exercise their free will, get out of the shitty situation and go to a better situation? And then this here is, well, the train can only go where the tracks have been laid. You can't go anywhere else. It's predetermined where you're going to go. It is fate. It is destiny. And there's a lot in this game about fate and destiny. That's going to be a common theme, but the writing here is great because they're laying that foundation, but they're not doing it in your face. They're doing it in a way that's subtle. They're introducing it organically in a conversation between the characters. You know, they're doing it solemnly. Listen, the music around is solemn. They're talking about a solemn topic. They're having a serious discussion about this type of stuff, in kind of a break from the gameplay. And if you're not paying attention, you could just skip right through this. But this is really important development and dialogue, in my opinion. We get our first a little bit of freedom here. Talk to this guy here.
Hey, over here, all of you.
Okay.
You've been a train attendant as long as I have. You've seen a lot of people and a lot of situations. People meeting, parting, joy, sadness. After a while, it doesn't even get to you anymore.
Wow, train conductor PTSD.
I wonder how long it's been now. You end up laying an invisible rail between yourself and the passengers. It's so you don't get caught up in their lives. Me? I'm just a train attendant. Plain and simple. It's easier this way.
Hey man, those are wise words. Sometimes you can't take work home. You can't take work home.
That mission was a success, but don't get careless. The big one's still to come. No getting cold feet. Because the next one's really gonna wake them up. Meet back at the hideout. Move out.
It's still being referred to as the hideout now. We'll see what he means by that. So when I say we have our first piece of bite-sized freedom in the game, we don't have to follow. We can go over here, right? Can't jump off here, so this is all we can do here. But we will be able to get to this part of the train graveyard later in the game. And there's a little bit we can do here. So, perfect game note. This is number 1. This is, or the next town that we're about to go into. You know, Sector 1. You only have the ability to buy Iron Bangles from this one shop in the entire game. So if you wanted to perfect game and do it faithfully, not using W item tricks, then you would have to save up about 15, so almost 16,000 gil. And these are the only battles you can get into. So you have to run around this area, getting into battles with these little motor balls, I think is the name of the enemy that you'll fight. We didn't get motor ball. I should probably use thunder on this thing. Oh, we have a limit break. Let's go. Oh, he got smoke shot off? Usually limit break takes precedence. Hey, level 9. So you have to run around here till you get about 16,000 gil. It takes a long time. But the reason you want to fight the motor ball enemies, or mono drives, sorry, is because they can sometimes drop an ether. And those are worth 750 gold. And that really cuts down on the time. Okay, there we go. And we can keep getting potions, so we can keep kind of getting our health up. We can go all the way over to this spot, which is the furthest spot we can get. We can't jump down yet. Hey, preemptive attack. Nice. So these are the mono drives. We got 3 of them here. These are the ones that'll sometimes drop an ether. So we got 3. We have a good chance of getting at least 1 ether here for 750 bucks. Oh man, we went 0 for 3. That hurts. We don't necessarily have to get a perfect game. That's not really what this playthrough is for. If that's what everyone's interested in, that's what we can do. But I just kind of want to show what the method would be if it's something you wanted to do, and then we can move on. Man, no mono drive, so we're just gonna thunder this thing because I think it'll kill it in 1 hit, save some HP.
Don't get in my way, or else.
Bop. Alright, we're at about 1,000, only 14, we're closer to 800, so really 15,000 more gold to go. In Crisis Core or other games in the compilation, you can avoid random battles by like hugging the edges of the map. I don't think that works here. Alright, 3 more mono drives. We didn't get a preemptive attack this time, so we didn't get a free attack off. Ooh. He got me with fire. Alright, let's see if we go 0 for 3 again. Oof, we're 0 for 6 right now on ethers. Don't worry, team, I believe. I believe we can get there. Does anyone else... I mean, this is the grinding part of the game that most people hate. I love doing shit like this. For some reason, it just feels relaxing. That might be the latent autism speaking. But I feel like when you grind, you just make the rest of the game so easy. Maybe it's me just liking incremental completed tasks. We want to get some ethers from the mono drives. Oh, a 6 so far. $24, that hurts. This is really basically the end of Chapter 2. So let's just get 1. Said you don't need to do it. You can use W item trick later to duplicate all types of items in the game. All right, 3 more mono drives. Let's go. Are we gonna go 0 for 9? All right. Hey, we got an ether. Look at that. Told you I wasn't lying. It's almost like I've played this game before. All right. I think, hearing no objections, that we can go ahead and just continue with the game. But you would stay here until you got, you know, 15,000 or somewhere. I forget what the exact number is, but it's between 15 and 16,000, so that you could buy all those Iron Bangles.
I'm not letting you go home tonight.
Oh.
How about we take it easy somewhere?
Oh. But there's only the train graveyard around here, and they say it's haunted.
Damn.
What?
I'm not letting you go home.
Oh.
Follow the team to the hideout here. So I think it's cool to kind of talk to everyone here.
Avalanche is so cool!
So you're getting some positive reinforcement there?
You've heard what's happened, right? Oh, I see. You've heard what?
No.
Really? It's been all over the news. There's been a terrorist attack up above, and guess what? The target was a Mako reactor.
I don't know why she has an English accent.
You know what this means?
No.
You see, I keep on top of things like this, and it stands to reason. When the power's knocked out, computers, traffic lights, and so on are going to be knocked out as well. There must have been about, easily 1 billion gil worth of damage. And that ain't all. I reckon a lot of innocent bystanders lost their lives.
So here's where it gets interesting. This is the first time you're confronted, and it's going to happen continuously throughout the game. But this is the first time you're directly confronted with possible negative consequences for your actions, and the fact that not everyone might think you're a hero. That there might be some people that like the convenience that Shinra provides and doesn't care that much about the fact they're taking Mako from the planet, and those people aren't going to like you. Killing innocent bystanders in an explosion is also not ideal.
If the explosion had been in the middle of the night, well, at least they would have gone in their sleep.
Interesting, huh? Get a quick little debriefing from Barrett, huh? Oh, let's talk to this guy.
Oh, come on. What the hell's going on tonight? It's been weird ever since that long blackout earlier. Word is it was caused by some terrorists bombing a reactor up above. I was having a quiet beer and watching the news. Next thing I know, I'm getting thrown out. It really pissed me off. I hadn't finished my drink. Didn't even get a chance to pay for it.
Wow, I'm blitzed. Just can't get enough of those homemade cocktails. But they sure do creep up on you.
They must have a pretty good bartender, wouldn't you say? So this here, I would break these up into different sections. What we've just finished is, I would say, what I'll call Chapter 2, the Midgar Sector 1. Now, we're in Sector 7. This is where we're going to find... This is 7th Heaven. It still kind of looks like it says Tyler, and then above it you can almost make out Texas something. I'm just going to say Texas Roadhouse. But that's 7th Heaven. The hideout is in 7th Heaven. We're in Sector 7. So we're going to save here. Because we have Save Anywhere turned on, just for convenience. Sector 7 slums, you see? And that's going to be the end of Chapter 2. So what are our main story beats here that we got in Chapter 2? I mean, it wasn't the longest chapter. We did get to meet Aerith at the very beginning. We don't know that she's Aerith yet. She still might be called Aerith in this game. We'll see what the team does with that. I'm assuming it's one of the typos that they'll fix. We got our flower. We went through the disassociation room and heard more about the terrorist group. We got to flirt with Jesse a little bit more. We rode in the train, learned about the ID system. We talked about socioeconomic strata and the fact that no one in the slums wants to be there really on purpose, except for maybe Don Corneo. We'll meet him later. He seems to thrive in the slums, doesn't he? And yeah, we got more of Barrett talking shit to us. That's always fun, right? So we got to make a couple of fixes to the Echo S localization with the time and with the 1 to 10,000 scale, missing the comma. And now we're in Sector 7. That'll be the end of Chapter 2, Midgar Sector 1, and the next stream, probably later today, because this was a short one. See if we can get to it today. If not, it'll be tomorrow. And the video will be uploaded on YouTube. It'll be linked in the Discord. If you're not following in the Discord, you should do that. The link should be in the chat. Chapter 3 will be 7th Heaven, the hideout, and more of Sector 7. And maybe, if people want to see a perfect game, we'll sit there killing motor drives and get ourselves 99 Iron Bangles. You let me know what you want to see. I'll check you guys later. When we do Chapter 3, 7th Heaven in the hideout in Sector 7. Peace.